Sundari is next.
Sundari is a very interesting goddess. I really love her, and to explain Sundari, I often try to bring this metaphor, or between back to, let's say, to the tarot cards, because Sundari is both represented as empress and as a priestess. She's supposed to be the one that is fully embodied in this reality, yet she's completely connected with spirituality. That's why she's the goddess of of the three worlds, which is both spiritual, intellectual, and bodily worlds. So this is how she's being explained. She's also a very sensual goddess, and she's very often portrayed as this voluptuous on Hindu temples, this voluptuous, they called Sundaris, but actually it's almost like incarnations, this voluptuous, beautiful, women. And it's said that in some ways, like Hathor maybe, she was very sensual, because they said when she laughed, her laugh was so sensual that it brought mango trees to blossoms, and they started to bear fruit. It was just too much. Even the trees were seduced, right? So let's go to Sundari. However, and just so this is how she was originally. However, just from an academic point of view, she kind of fell from grace, because now, for example, this kind of shady massage parlors in India and so on are called Sundaris, or beauty products are called Sundaris. So, her power, like, was diminished. Maybe her power is not diminished, but she's portrayed in a very superficial way in modern times, all about beauty and so on, forgetting that she actually was, it's called Tripura Lalita Sundari, so the one who can play with three realities, the one who can play with different dimensions, and she embodies all of them at the same time. So, it's something to reckon with, and at the same time, very, very seductive.
Well, I think we're going to do justice, resurrect justice for her. Okay, so she incarnated at the frequency of 350, which is the frequency of receptivity. This is, as you said, priestess, also knowing to give and receive, right? The receptive. And she was born at the same frequency, 350, and she embodied the frequency of 350. Again, this frequency of receptivity. And maybe this is an invitation for, I would say, all of the people to awaken that receptive aspect within all of us, right? Each and every one of us. Health, she viewed through the lens of 350. Finances, 200, so this heroic way of viewing it. Creativity, 400, so she had a creative mind, very analytical. Relationships, 350, again, receptive. Personal growth, 500, so she was in a state of flow. So that's kind of also your way of saying, when you described that she was in between different worlds, right? Because that's a different dimension, and we'll go into the dimension. Philanthropy, 350, so giving and receiving, again, this receptivity. Intuition, 200, so heroic way of viewing and processing information, and all four aspects of intuition were 200. Her IQ, she perceives through the lens of 200. EQ, 310, which is eager, right? But it was definitely higher, so she relied on that a lot more. SQ, 310, social quotient. And AQ, adversity quotient, was heroic. Now, she enjoyed her role 94%, ego 98%, and out of that, 96% inferior. And maybe that's the part on a very deep subconscious level that all these companies and brands are calling themselves Sundaris, right? They're playing off on the inferior ego. You're not good enough here. Let me build it up for you.
So you need lots of makeup and, and
whatever it is to make you feel better. In the now, 89%. Integrity, 98%. Integrity to herself, 100%. Integrity to others, 98%. It's also very high. Self-awareness, 97%. So she was mastering her level at that time, right? At that frequency. Clarity, 98%. Alignment with divine purpose, 100%. Alignment with personal purpose, 100%. Compassion and empathy, both 100%. Energy purity, she embodied this receptive frequency of 350 at 100%. And she embodied 51% of the time the fifth dimension. So, the second, I would say fourth dimension, that would be your 200, 400, right, numbers. And then the fifth dimension is the 51%. So,
So that's very good because, yeah, so I'm not surprised again, very, very, very good readings, you know, what I know about her, because she was kind of, you know, she was fully embodied, not like I was talking about Uma, but it's almost like, you know, how she actually managed to be here, right? Because she knew the workings of the universe. When Sundari is very much earthly in this way, you know, but she had the ability to move between dimensions. So I think that your readings is actually perfect again.
Good. I'm glad you're getting lots of confirmations too based on research.